Friday, the 1st of July 2011, and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk. Bit of a daily show now, like a daily newspaper I am now, except free of charge, of course. I wonder what daily newspaper you could compare this show to. What do you reckon, eh? It's Chris Reardon with United Kingdom Talk. What newspaper could we compare this show? The Guardian, perhaps? The Times? Or do you feel like I probably fit better in the gutter press? The Star or the Sun, something like that, eh? There's an email address if you want to join in at any time. Please feel free to do so. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Don't forget, the best way to watch this show now is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And my YouTube username to subscribe to is Chris Reardon UK. All one word, Chris Reardon UK. Well, we're coming this morning's show from the kitchen. Rather hastily. I did start recording in the garden, and then those speckles of rain were falling from the clouds, so we've moved back into the kitchen fairly quickly and started all over again. I think I might be looking a bit green as well today, because the decor in here is all yellow. It's very dark outside. I've just got a little strip light on in front of me, so I may appear to be looking very ill, but do not worry. They are not coming to take me away in a box yet, okay? I'm still okay. It's just the light. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm looking a bit green, perhaps. I don't know what sort of illness makes you look green. I know yellow is jaundice, isn't it? What's green? What? Does anything make you look green? I don't know. Just come back from a hearing test, actually. Oh, that was yesterday. I went back to a hearing test on Thursday afternoon. Everything's fine. Apparently, I'm at the lower end of average for my age. I mean, quite frankly, this was a free hearing service. They're now doing it Specsavers in my local Specsavers here where I live in Bracknell in the town centre. And quite frankly, I think the bloke was a little bit disappointed that he wasn't going to sell me anything. Do you know, I got that? Do you know what I mean? It was like I got that impression that he was disappointed that my ears weren't too bad after all, which is amazing really, since I've been DJing with loud music and now doing karaoke as well and playing church organs and things like that for 30 years now, and still my hearing isn't too bad. The reason I went to have them tested was because my best friend Ron, he has noticed that whenever he comes around here the television is up very loud. We don't like to miss anything, do we? I mean, who knows? We could miss something on the telly. Very worrying. Now, talking of Bracknell, some very sad news recently. Now, I mentioned this a few months ago on the show, that my local church, which actually is not the one I attend, I actually play the organ at St Joseph's Church in Roehampton in London for 11 o'clock Mass on Sundays. But the church just down the road from me, they used to have a 9:30 Mass, St Margaret, Clitherow, have been having a problem with theft of the roof. Now, the roof is made. It did look a beautiful church, but the roof was made out of copper. And thieves, on more than 3 or 4 occasions, went along to the church presumably in broad daylight and literally stole the roof. You know, how do you do that? This is what gets me. How do you do that without being noticed? I mean, people would have seen this going on, and I suppose assumed that people were just doing work to the church roof. But it happened 4 or 5 times. And these are, I gather, I don't know the exact size of them, but I gather they are quite large. Sorry, the cat has just appeared. Do you want to come on my lap? Here she comes. Oh, every show now. Oh, no, she's shot outside. There must be an enemy cat in the vicinity. Yep, quite honestly, how you get great big bits of copper plate or whatever you call it, roofing, off a roof and not being noticed is beyond me. But anyway, this has been going on for a while, and unfortunately the water has now got in the church and done untold damage in the church as well. You know, it just amazes me also, years ago you just wouldn't get an attack on a church. You know, people would be frightened of being struck down by a bolt of lightning or something like that. Nowadays, it's all very different. You know, that was only 30 years ago when I was a child in the 70s. You know, but now I know my local church in Roehampton. Well, it's not my local church. The church I go to in Roehampton. They've actually got cameras in the church. and they have to watch those during the day because they can see people coming in and they're having a look around, looking for stuff to nick. It's dreadful, isn't it? Who would ever have thought that people would have come down to the level of stealing from a church? But nevertheless, it's been going on. The church is now completely ruined. The flooring's all damaged and whatever else was in the church at the time. And unfortunately, the diocese have decided that the church is no longer in an economical state of repair, and at this moment in time have decided to knock the place down and sell the land. And, you know, this is very, very sad. It wasn't an old church, you know, like the old order. It's quite a modern church built not too long ago. But nevertheless, a very busy church from people in the area. There's a Catholic school attached to it as well, St. Margaret Clitherow primary school, which is just, I actually cycle past that every day when I go down to the Virgin Gym in Wokingham. And it's very, very sad. And the diocese don't seem to have asked the people properly for any suggestions, you know. Now, in my mind, when I was a boy, and even now, the parish priest, if ever anything was wanted done, he would announce it at the notices, usually either halfway through, depends on where you have it. It used to be halfway through the Mass. And all these now, and you would say, you know, oh, we need a cleaner for Monday this week, and someone would go along, you know, all free of charge. No one would charge the church. I don't charge the church for playing the organ. You know, you do it for the love of the church. And I just wonder, has this happened? You know, has the priest stood up there? You know, because I don't go, I can't comment really. But I wonder, has the priest actually stood up there and say, we've got this problem with the roof. Is there anyone here that can fix roofs? I mean, it's simple. How easy would that be? I wonder if that's happened. I wonder if any attempt has been made at raising money. You know, it's a lot of money. They're looking at an awful lot of money. We're talking over £100,000 now for the repair of roof and other bits and pieces. And you know how these quotes go. Usually they go up and up and up. You know, they start the work and then they find something else wrong and that adds up more money like that. And I just wonder, has all this been thought about? Because it seems to me, from reading all the other bits and pieces that are coming through from newspapers and things like that, it seems to me that this hasn't particularly been done. I could be wrong. You know, maybe this has been, but has anyone actually stood there and said, can anyone help us and do some roofing for nothing? You know, for the love of the church. Can anyone lay a floor for the love of the church? Okay, they may have to buy the materials. The church may have to buy the materials, but surely the biggest cost of this is the actual labour involved. You know, I know people, I'm Catholic, okay, but I know a lot of Church of England organists, they are paid for their services, and it's you know, they do all right. But it's kind of a different setup, the Church of England. The Catholic Church, to me, you know, if you want to do something, you do it for the love of the church, or you don't do it. End of story. And there must be people that can fix roofs and fix floors and whatever else is going on in there. So it'd be very interesting to see how that pans out. There is actually a Facebook group on that if you want to have a look at that. And I can't remember for the life of me. I'm sitting here now. I wrote this down somewhere. I haven't got it with me at the moment. But if you type in St. Margaret Clitherow, Bracknell, into the Facebook search thing at the top there, you should come up with a group there somewhere and have a little look around there. Maybe you can help. Maybe you've got suggestions. Put them on the wall there for the people to read there. Okay? All right. We'll do some emails then, boys and girls. First of all, we've got 3 emails here. Where we are? Mr. Chinese Jesus, who writes this via the YouTube channel. And I thought he was in China because he was called Mr. Chinese Jesus. It says, I currently live in Doncaster, Yorkshire. I love Donnytown. I don't think I've ever been there. I've also got links to Dunstable near Luton and Milton Keynes. I've been there. However, I originally come from Hong Kong. I knew you were over that some way. So you are right. Thank you. Loving the shows as always. And that's from Mr. Chinese Jesus. Thank you, Mr. Chinese Jesus. Interesting username there as well. Let's say hi to Mass Hinema, who says, "Hi Chris," again on YouTube. "Hi Chris, love the show. The weather in your last video was excellent." Yeah, well, it's not today, that's because I'm in the kitchen. And it made me think, what is your favourite way to spend time in the sun? Kind regards. I like to sit in the garden. I love the garden. I love the forest. Given the choice between forest and seaside, it would be forest. I love the green, all the lush flowers and things. So that's how I like to spend time in the sun. I'm definitely not someone to sit around a pool in a hotel in another country for 7 days. And eat and drink. That's not me at all. I'd quite like the nature. Yeah. I like nature. I could sit on the beach for a while, but I'm not too keen on the sand. Sand, it's horrible, and it gets in your toes and it gets everywhere, that sand. So no, I quite like being either in my garden, sitting in the garden, playing with the cats, or walking through the forest, because we've got a beautiful forest here in Bracknell, Swinley Forest. A lot of it was burnt down a couple of weeks ago by some terrible fires over there, but it has survived and it will grow again. Hello to the the Jamsy H, who says, "Hi Chris, I've watched the show for a few weeks now and I'm loving it. I haven't missed a show." Well, good on you, sir. "And I wanted to ask you what you enjoy eating. Do you have an adventurous palate, or are your tastes refined to certain foods? Because I know when I go out, I like to try a lot of new things." I hate to tell you this, but I'm a pretty boring eater. Mainly English stuff. It's like pie and chips. So, well, actually, it's not anymore because I'm vegetarian now. Corn things with potatoes and root vegetables. I like tomatoes. I don't really do, but I certainly know I don't like Chinese food. I don't like Thai food, Japanese, anything like that. Is just no. Don't like it at all. Absolutely hate it. Won't go near it. It's actually stopped me going to countries before, for holidays and things like that. The worry of. I mean, you can always take your own tins, I suppose. I've done that before. I have. I went to Barbados with my friend, 1996, I think it was, and we went to Barbados. I didn't know what the food was like there, so I took a load of tins. Tins and pot noodles. So no, I'm afraid not. Not a very adventurous palate at all. Anyway, that's it from the show today. We've got an email coming up from Rugby Callum in the next show, as well as another one of our karaoke singers. Thanks very much for watching and listening, boys and girls. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Anything that we've been talking about in the show, you want to come back to me, always feel free to let me know. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye.